Hello and welcome into this week's edition of the NASCAR Xfinity Series Rewind show right here on Racing News Now. As always, I'm your host Garth Allen. Thank you once again for joining me today. If this is your first time catching a Racing News Now video, consider going down below and hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. We are so close to that 100 subscriber mark. We're just 2 away at the time of this recording. We're at 98 subscribers. The 100 subscriber giveaway announcement is linked down below in the description, as it has been for the last couple of weeks or whatever it's been since we made that announcement. Can't do the giveaway till we get to 100 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. That way we are that much closer to giving you a chance to win that really cool piece of Venturini Motorsports memorabilia. All the details for how to enter are in that video. Very simple. You're like a third of the way there by subscribing. So it's very, very, very simple to do, and you get a chance to win something really cool. Alright, so on today's Xfinity Rewind, we're looking back at Saturday's 20th annual Whelen Trusted to Perform 200 laps, 200 miles around the 1 mile ISM Raceway in Avondale, Arizona. 6 caution flags on the day for a total of 34 laps. First one came very early, lap 2, as the 66 car of Akinori Ogata found the wall in turn number 1. Stage 1 ended at lap 45. Your Stage 1 winner was Justin Allgaier. He was very fast early on in this race. Stage 2, no incidents there. Ended at lap 90. Justin Allgaier also picking up the Stage 2 victory. Allgaier didn't necessarily need a win in this race, but he was definitely in a situation where he needed a good finish. 2 stage wins were definitely helping him early on. Lap 137 was the next caution, as the 13 car of Tyler Hill found the wall on the back stretch. And then lap 146, some fast cars. The 60 car of Ty Majeski, the 7 of Justin Allgaier, and the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek all getting together in turn number 4. That would really derail Justin Allgaier's good day that he had going. Finally, lap 155, the final caution of the day, fluid on the track from the 8 car of Tommy Joe Martins. 7 lead changes on the day among 5 drivers. Christopher Bell led the most laps at 94. Justin Allgaier not far behind with 69 laps led. 33 laps went to John Hunter Nemechek. 3 laps were led by Austin Cindric, and 1 lap led by Daniel Hemric. All right, let's check out the results from the Whelen Trusted to Perform 200. Christopher Bell picks up win number 7 for 2018. Wasn't necessarily a must-win situation for Christopher, but it was very close to it and might as well have been a must-win situation. And Christopher Bell delivers in Phoenix. A phenomenal drive by Christopher Bell. He did exactly what he needed to do to lock himself into the championship 4. Daniel Hemric came home with a strong second place finish. He was really good on points coming into the race. He wanted that win. If he had won the race, that probably would have kept Christopher Bell from being in the championship 4, which would have been a good scenario for Daniel Hemric. Knock out one of the prime contenders right there. Didn't quite have the speed at the end, though, to compete with Bell. Matt Tifft also looking for a win in this race to advance. Unfortunately, not able to do it. Came up 2 spots short in the 3rd position. Same thing for Austin Cindric. He was fast as well. Unfortunately, 4th was the best Austin Cindric could do at the end of the race. Both Tifft and Cindric getting eliminated today. And Ryan Preece rounded out the top 5. Rest of your top 10 were Tyler Reddick, Brandon Jones, Cole Custer, John Hunter Nemechek, and Spencer Gallagher. 11th through 20th. 11th, not enough for Elliott Sadler, as he gets eliminated from the playoffs today as well. Shane Lee in 14th there in that 3 car for RCR. Ty Majeski, we talked about his issue, came home in the 18th position. 21st through 30th, Justin Allgaier, after his issue, ends up a lap down in 24th and gets eliminated from the playoffs after a 5-win season from Justin Allgaier. Will not be able to compete for the championship at Homestead, Miami. I think that's the biggest surprise here. Christopher Bell and Justin Allgaier have definitely had the two best seasons out of anybody in the Xfinity Series. There's no question about that. And Justin Allgaier will not be able to compete for a championship at Homestead, Miami. 31st through 40th, most of these cars back here having issues at one point or another throughout the day. That's your results, though, from the Whelen Trusted to Perform at 200 from ISM Raceway. Now let's head over to the Media Center. We'll see what Christopher and your other top finishers had to say after this one.
Yeah, for me, you just hope you're going to find yourself in position to have another shot at like we did last year. Now I can confidently, obviously, say that we do have that shot, and it's a tough situation to be in. After the 10-point penalty we got after Kansas, it puts you, a little bit on edge, and then we went to Texas and lost some points, and we knew we had to come here today and be as solid as we could and give ourselves a shot to just try to maximize our points as best we could, and that's what we did. That all leads to the thought of if we can get the Homestead, we feel like we got as good a shot of anybody, and having that taste in our mouth, have that taken away from us last year the way it was, makes us that much more hungry when we go there next week.
I've been surprised. I know we have the potential to get to Homestead all year long. We just, I guess we've just been getting our bugs out this year. Our regular season had moments of greatness, but never really seized it. We'd have speed, but something would happen. I'd wreck, hit the wall, something like that. But the playoffs have been more about what this team is truly about. We've done everything like we've needed to, and we've done a very good job of staying out of trouble and minimizing mistakes. But we've been lucky too. So as anything I've ever learned with racing, you can do everything right. You can be the fastest car. You can not make a single mistake all race long, but sometimes it's never hurts to just be a little lucky.
Just like any other race, honestly. I mean, we just, even though we're locked in, I mean, we still wanted to win. I mean, I think we tried some things this weekend that didn't work, but I think we know, so we can come back next year and be better. But I think, I don't think we went in with a whole different mindset this race.
Honestly, I just left that up to my spotter and crew chief. It's a lot easier for me if I just say, hey, what do I do? And they told me to pick the bottom, so I did. I think the advantage of being on the bottom, though, is you could shortcut the racetrack as much as you needed to, and then whenever you got into turn one, if this situation would have arose, I could have just drove in there and slid up into them and be on the offense instead of the defense. So, just being on the bottom, and thankfully I didn't have to do that, and there weren't any late race yellows, but the big advantage I had was my car was not loose in at all, so I could attack turn one as hard as I needed to get myself clear, and that was ultimately what got me in clean air.
All right, let's take a look at your playoff grid for the final time this season as we reveal the championship for heading into Homestead, Miami next week for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Christopher Bell won his way in here at ISM Raceway. 7 wins on the season for Christopher Bell. 1 win apiece this season for Tyler Reddick and Cole Custer. And Daniel Hemric down here made his way into the championship without a single win yet this season. But the interesting point to make here, we don't have it on the graphic, but the interesting point to make is Daniel Hemric, of these 4 drivers, has the most stage wins out of any of them. In fact, he has the most stage wins of anybody in the Xfinity Series this season. Whether that be Cup drivers coming down and running races, whether that be Xfinity Series regulars, he has the most stage wins of anyone in the Xfinity Series this year at 9. So Daniel Hemric has put together some really good races this season, just hasn't quite been able to close them out. Will that be his Achilles heel at Homestead? I have no doubts Daniel Hemric will be extremely fast in Homestead. He has been almost every week this season. But will he be able to close the deal? Christopher Bell has shown that he can close the deal 7 times. He's done it, and there's a couple of times on top of that he probably should have won some races and didn't. Tyler Reddick has been fast of late. Most of the season, though, was not a factor. Got into the playoffs off of that win at Daytona to start the season. Through the summer, though, was not all that fast. He seems to have picked it back up here of late, though. So, will Tyler Reddick truly be a factor at Homestead? And then you've got Cole Custer. Cole Custer is another one kind of like Daniel Hemric. He's very consistent. He's only won 2 races in his Xfinity Series career so far. He won last year at Homestead, and then he won a couple weeks ago at Texas. So, And he ran away with Homestead last year. So, with Cole Custer being in the championship 4, is Cole Custer automatically the favorite? As good as he was at Homestead last year, does that make him the favorite? We talked about on the Cup Series side how good Kyle Larson is at Homestead, and that if he makes the championship 4 one year, look out, because he will probably win the championship that year as good as he is at Homestead. I think we can say the same thing for Cole Custer, because Cole Custer really put a whooping on him last year at Homestead. Is he the sleeper right now? Is he the one? Everybody's focusing on Christopher Bell right now because he has these 7 wins and he's had such a good season. But Cole Custer's really good at Homestead. I don't think we can sleep on Cole Custer right now. It'll be interesting to see here how this exactly pans out, but I don't think you should sleep on Cole Custer right now. Cole Custer could spoil this whole party here for Christopher Bell. I think everybody's kind of handing this championship to Christopher Bell right now because of the fantastic season that he's had. We know what he can go out and do. He can go out and get that 8th win at Homestead, no problem. But Cole Custer may have something to say about that. It'll be really fun to watch next week at Homestead how exactly this plays out. I'm excited to see this. We've got 4 really good drivers here in the championship 4. They're all very deserving of this championship. I'm excited to see which one of them does actually win the championship this year. But that is your final look at a playoff grid this year for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and that'll do it for us tonight here on the Xfinity Rewind show. We had a Trucks Rewind go up earlier today as well, looking back at their race from Friday night at ISM Raceway as well. We've got a Cup Series preview show going up tonight as well. Bringing that back as we wind out the season here. Thought would probably be a good idea now that we've got things rolling here. Preview shows, if we can make them happen week to week, I think those are going to be a really good thing going forward as well. So we're going to bring that back tonight as well. So look for a Cup Series preview show. If it's not up already, it will be up pretty shortly, I would imagine. And then, of course, Cup Rewind going up tomorrow, recapping their race at Phoenix. And then Pole Position Monday evening, 8 p.m. as usual, recapping all 3 races from Phoenix, as well as F1 from Brazil. So, if you haven't done it already, go down below, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. We're so close to that 100 subscriber mark. Help us out and get there. If you're not already subscribed, please go down there and do it. It's much appreciated when you do. And that gets you in the running to possibly win that really, really cool Venturini Motorsports memorabilia that we're giving away. Like I said, the announcement's linked down below in the description. All the details, rules, that kind of thing is down there. So go check that out. And hit that big thumbs up button while you're down there if you like the video. It's much appreciated when you do. So with that, this has been the NASCAR Xfinity Series Rewind show. I'm Garth Allen for Racing News Now.